Hello, everyone. Hope you guys are having a great day. Let's go ahead and get down to our business. Right now, we're going to talk about lesson plans. So, what are lesson plans? Lesson plans for us teachers, we use them for like planning out the objective and standards that we are given from our curriculum. And we need to plan out of like what are we going to do today with the kids, with the children, and see what activities we can do. So when we're looking at like lesson plans, I have two different ones that I have done for like one for private school and one for public school. And then we have the one that the lesson plan tablet that we're given from our class. So let's check them out. This is actually one that I had from KIPP when I used to work. You see right here, we have the standard objective, key points. Usually key points would be like, what are you going to teach them, how you're going to deliver it. And then you have the lesson opening. So the lesson opening can be your own do now of how you're going to set up this kids. And then you have modeling, right? So modeling can be like I do, and then you have the guided student practice, we do, and then you do, which is for them to do. And then you have your exit ticket. Now, the other one that I have is actually from the private school that I used to work with, and it's a fourth grade one where you have the subject, the lesson topic, the objectives, learning strategy. So the one thing about this learning strategy is I break it down in three. You have visual, verbal, and tactic. One thing I love about this is tactic. Tactic, I love doing hands-on activity. Like if you're doing geometry, talking about transversals and also parallel lines, you can do it with those what you call it, those soccer cones that they have that they play with, and also like you can also do an activity for them to identify angles. And of course, we have key vocabulary and materials, the intro, and that's being your first slide in your introduction, the practice, and then review. From the one that we have for our class, I love how it goes more in depth of how we can set it up, especially when it goes through the, how do you say this, the differential of learning, especially with students with disability lesson learning in advance. Usually this, you have to plan it out your own way. Like these, the last two lesson templates, you have to think about these and also write it down or type them or have them ready. You also have to think about classroom management and stuff like that in a different way. Now, the three things that I find difficult about this lesson template is classroom management, because the classroom management, usually you have to think about it. But the other two templates that I show, it doesn't feature classroom management. You on your own about that. But in this one, it shows you how in depth that you had to think about which class am I going to deal with the loudest, or what challenges am I going to face, and then you can handle it. Think about when you can handle this, and give them expectations. The other part I find that would be difficult is sometimes the opening to introduction. What I like to do for the opening is having like a 2 minute writing, like two questions, 2 to 3 minute writing, and introduce it. Like, how do you know this is a right triangle? Based on what, and explain why? Those are kind of the questions for us to know, like, do students understand what we're going to do today, and also to see if they have prior knowledge of this topic. So that way it can have an opening, but also it goes to being introducing, like we're going to talk about right triangles in our introduction. So this is the thing I love how it breaks it down further. The other one that we can see that I find mostly sometimes difficult would be when you're looking at homework. Um, it can be a practice for what they learn, that's great and everything. But one thing that I would do is sometimes turn the homework into being a project. I love doing real work projects, and sometimes that will help, but finding them is a hard thing. So sometimes coming up with them is one thing that I find difficult of doing. And also trying to see to check their understanding, which usually, having an executive is great, but the homework helps you more to see what can I do, what can I help them with. So that's all I got. And I hope you guys enjoy the video.